Welcome to the Stanley Street Social. My name's Alex Clemens. I'm joined by Maxi Gall. Welcome, Maxi.
Thanks, Alex. Social Club, Giant, all the above. Glad to be back.
All the above. Yeah. And I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him in the Social Club, but Matty Keenan is back from the Tour de France. Welcome, Keeno.
Good to see you online, Alex, as opposed to in person. Oh, that doesn't sound right, does it? Meant to be the other way around. Last time I saw you, we were at a chateau that was built in 930.
I mean, you in particular, you and Caleb created some angst within the Stanley Street Social because, there was a bit of tension between the head office, the head honchos, the C-suite of Stanley Street Social when Max Gorn woke up the next morning to see a podcast with Keeno and Caleb in his feed. It was grumpy Max time on, I think it was stage 8 of the Tour de France.
Oh, hang on.
FOMO, Max.
Give Keeno more of the context. The context was we went to sleep not going to do a rest day podcast, and then all of a sudden a rest day podcast popped up with my 3 favourite people in the world at a chateau in France after going for a tempo run. Come on.
Yeah, that is proper being shafted, Max.
Sometimes you just got to be quick on your feet, Max. You know, when an opportunity arises, when the greatest commentator in the world says, yeah, I'll come on your show the first day of the Tour de France, you got to jump at that.
I haven't left you into what the pillar top 5 is, Keeno, but it is top 5 commentators / cycling analytic experts, and your name is there. I
hope so.
I wonder if
I make the top 5.
You're in the top 5. I won't tell you where.
Not just a special mention.
No, I won't tell you where you land. There's two
Okay.
There's 2 Aussies actually in the top 5.
Good.
Yes.
We had a good chat with Caleb that day, though, and you too, actually. 20th Tour de France is a really good bit in the middle that I've been meaning to dig up just on Keeno's philosophy around commentary. But yeah, that was a good podcast on the first rest day. Once Max came around to it, I think he did agree that, you know what, it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was good to chat to Caleb about his experience in the commentary box as well, as opposed to, like, Caleb just gets asked all the time, obviously, about the racing, and for him, a new experience being in commentary. And I think that with every day that he was behind the microphone, he got better. And then by the time we got to the Champs-Élysées, we didn't need to take a seat into the commentary box for Caleb because he spent the whole time, after he'd done the team analysis of giving Picnic Postinel a 0.5 out of 10,
Yep.
and a couple of other teams a 1 out of 10. Then once we got into the racing, he stood up the whole time. He didn't sit down for a single minute in the last 40 Ks.
I was keen, and I'm glad you guys went down this path on that podcast. I was keen to see what it's like to actually commentate the race rather than your thoughts on the race, because I'm getting your thoughts on the race every time I tune into SBS. So I was actually keen and get the listeners an interest on how it is to actually cover the race. And you guys really delved into that. So I appreciate it. And you went into my favourite topic, Uno X versus Australian potential team culture differences. And Uno X have been delivering since then as well. Another win during the week, Uno X.
They're phenomenal. And the culture there is awesome. They're just ticking so many boxes. But I actually like listening to how other media cover sports, you know, behind the wall, because you spend so much time watching the footy or watching Olympics or Commonwealth Games or tennis and working out or listening to how it is covered. I find that stuff really interesting.
But did we talk about this? But Maxie, your thoughts on Caleb potentially going to Uno X at one point?
Yeah, I mean, just didn't have the Norwegian passport, which is one of the key things that you need to be able to get to Uno X. Oh, sorry, not just Norwegian, could be Danish. I'm presuming could be Finnish or Swedish as well. We just don't have as many of those riders. Soderqvist, is that his name? The time trialist from Trek. He's the only Swedish guy I can name off the top of my, and I can't think of a Finnish rider. Is there a Finnish rider?
There was the Finnish national champ, Keeno. Is he on the top of your mind? He was at the Arctic race this week.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Jussi Väikänen was a Finnish guy for a long time, and he's now a DS at FDJ. But the Finns they've produced nowhere near as many pro cyclists as they have Formula One drivers. And when you think about how small the pool is in F1 versus how many opportunities there are in professional cycling, they've produced more F1 winners than they have professional cyclists.
You mentioned Caleb gave a 0.5 to Team Picnic Post NL. If you had been listening to this podcast, I didn't give them my last pick. I gave them my second last pick. I had a team below them.
Who was it?
It was Caja Rual, and it was from the simple reason I understand the stiffness. They had the polka dot jersey, and he crashed out at that point in Boulderstone. But they had no one in any break really at all, and they did not fire a shot for the whole race. And if you look at the other Conti level teams, they were extremely disappointing. I felt like DSM, I at least saw them. Where I don't think I saw Caja.
And how about if you put Unibet Rose Rockets in instead of Caja?
Correct.
You reckon we would have seen them? I reckon we would have seen them.
100%. Even like in the Vuelta, I'm glad Kern Farmer's going, who are unbelievably active. Just one of those pro Conti teams that are active. I'm just not sure what Caja's job. I'm presuming it was back of house deal somewhere that someone in the ASO was friendly with Caja, and that's how it happened. But there was just so many other better options.
Yeah, if that race was not starting in Barcelona, they're not getting a wildcard invite.
Yeah.
No chance.
We heard from Bass pre-Tour de France, Max, and we snuck in one more interview that he wasn't super clear on how they actually qualify for these wildcard spots. And I saw him twice at the Tour de France, shaking hands, kissing babies. So let's hopefully see them at the Tour de France next year.
That is a good way to go. Make some friends in the game. And they've just had another win during the week as well. In fact, I haven't seen Caja even get a win for a while.
Yeah.
And,
but like you said, Max, they're active. Even in races they don't win, they have an impact. They have a presence. You know they're there.
And they would have brought Dylan. There would have been another sprint train. There would have been another story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mind you, Caja did bring Gaviria, but he just crashed out.
Oh, that was a nasty crash. Jeez, that was heavy. But my favourite line from him was, obviously he's pretty happy at Caja, because the day before that crash when he was in Bordeaux, they went across the finish line. He went straight up to Tim Merlier and asked for a job for next season.
What, he wants to go back to the Wolfpack?
Yeah, you got a spot for me on the team next year? Wink, wink. You know, like he's already looking for his next employer.
He's on that long list of riders that left the Wolfpack thinking the grass was greener on the other side.
Well, there was more green, but it was just cash. There was no more response.
Keeno, do we want to wrap up the Tour de France? Give us your take on your Tour de France, Tour de Femmes. It was a big stint in France.
How many days in France?
44 days, including the travel days.
Yep.
I ran 40 days in a row. I didn't miss a day running. My longest consecutive stint of running was 5 days prior to that. And then I got to the last day. We were into Paris on the Sunday, the last day of the men's race. And we were meant to get a train there that was going to have us arrive a little after 10, get to the hotel at 11. I was going to have time for a 5K jog, and I was going to just keep ticking the box. But the train got cancelled. We had to drive. We arrived at the last minute. And by 10 p.m., I hadn't been for my run on that day. And then I had a group of mates that had come over to celebrate my 20th tour, and they were out at a dinner waiting for me to arrive, and that restaurant was 3.8 kilometres away. I looked at the option of getting an Uber or getting a taxi or getting a Lime bike, and I thought, I'm running. This is going to count. So I just turned the watch on, and I didn't have running shoes on. I just had casual shoes on, pants and polo shirt that I'd worked in. So I ran the 3.8 Ks there so I could tick that off as a day of actually running. So I did 40 days running in a row. That was fun.
This is good for you, Alex, because Keeno, our little side play, Alex has been incredibly busy while being over there in France and has been struggling to get a bit of admin done for the podcast. And he also has been struggling to get his training done for his marathon. But it shows that you can do it. You can commentate the bike race and get a bit of life admin.
You're talking to a 20-year professional, Max.
And I'm presuming he has producers as well. So you might need
I got a little bit more support, I reckon, than Alex. Alex was doing all the driving, all the producing, collecting all the content. He was hand solo. It was bloody impressive effort by you, Alex.
We did get one run in though, Keeno.
Yeah, we did. And that was in Switzerland before the start of the women's race. And with Alex Edmondson, now, Max, I get paid to talk for a living.
Yep.
On this 10-kilometre run, I reckon I said about 17 words. Alex Clemens said about 5. Emily Watt said about 21. And Alex Edmondson said the rest. It was like listening to a podcast live, being recorded. It was so entertaining. You ask him this tiny little snippet and off he'd go. I loved running with Edmo. It was great fun.
Let me guess, going on cyclist, he was probably in zone 2 the whole time while everyone else was well and truly up above that heart rate threshold.
Well, it worked out well for me, him doing more talking. It slowed him down ever so slightly. But from the men's race, highlight from the men's race was just the dominance of Pogačar. And the way it finished on the Champs-Élysées. To have Pogačar and Van der Poel off the front like that what a way to finish the tour. That was absolutely sensational. And then the women's race as a contest, that was one of the best bike races I've seen. And the second last stage was the best day of racing of a Grand Tour that I've seen this year. To have a stage that most people thought maybe this is probably going to suit the sprinters. There's only a couple of Cat 4 climbs. And there was an uncategorised hill that was 500 metres long with about 10 Ks to go that decided the fate of the Tour de France. Then there was controversy afterwards with Kasia accusing Demi Vollering's teammate, Cecilia Gery, of blocking her. That was brilliant that day. That last 15 kilometres was sensational.
Race tactics or against the ethics of racing, the little move done by
race
Gery?
Race tactics, absolutely part of racing, and it has increased Celia Gery's market value.
And
her value has gone up.
Thoughts on Kasia blowing up about it or
hot under the collar at the time? Yep. Hot under the collar at the time, I completely understand it. It's like there'd be moments on the football field that you'd be pretty happy that there wasn't a microphone on you.
Yep.
So, that's a heat of the moment, and Kasia is one of the easiest athletes on the planet to deal with. She is sensational. Most people were actually barracking for her. If she could have that time back again, she'd probably handle it differently.
That's a wonderful observation, and I think it leans a little bit in my camp, Alex.
Okay, good. I'm glad, Max.
It was only Amy that we uncovered that she had a severe Kasia bias towards the last two stages that was anti-Gery.
I was initially watching the vision that you sent through, Alex, and I was like, I don't think there's anything to see here. I think it's just a bit of I see these in bunch sprints all the time.
It was play on. There was not even a warning from the commissaires. There's not even a free kick, not even a 50 metres. This was not going to the tribunal. This was racing.
I did a 2-hour podcast yesterday with Matty Richardson up in Manchester, Team GB track sprinter. He was saying, Keeno, that they have... He's like, I didn't put the armour on before he's been racing in Japan, racing the Keenan series. And there was that clip of him getting absolutely crunched in one of the Keenan races. He was saying that, he's like, I didn't put the armour on. And I'm like, hang on a minute. You didn't put the what on? He's like, you didn't put the armour on. He's like, guys know, they announce what they're going to do to the press before the race. And they have armour that goes underneath their skin suit if they're ready to take a hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a completely different sport. That's not the cycling that I'm very familiar with, but it's entertaining to watch.
It's a fun watch, the Japanese Keenan racing. That just rolled really well off your tongue, Team GB racer, Matthew Richardson, didn't it?
Should have felt more uncomfortable.
Well, I haven't said it out loud yet, so now we have Team GB. Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop that Wednesday.
Okay.
Does he talk about? Can you give us a hint, Alex? Does he talk about how much support he's getting from GB by comparison to what he was getting from Oz Cycling in terms of coaching, equipment, all the resources?
I don't think it's that different in terms of what he gets. Obviously, he was like our kind of gold medal sprinter on track to LA, but he said the scale was just ridiculous. Instead of 4 guys in the program, there's 16. Instead of 8 bikes, there's hundreds. Instead of the service course being a little square box at the Adelaide track, it's massive.
Yeah. I imagine a big difference is also the access, the access to racing being based in Europe as opposed to being based in Australia, and the impact that travel has on you that he takes out of it to get a lot of that racing has got to be a massive advantage.
Yeah, so he's got European championships now. He's got more just local racing around him.
Yeah. Yeah. From a professional perspective, I get the decision. From him trying to get the best result out of himself, I get the decision. I'd rather him racing in the green and gold, absolutely. But I understand it from his perspective.
What's the GB connection? Parents?
He was born in Great Britain, wasn't he?
Yeah, he lived in London until he was 8, and both his parents are British.
Okay.
Yeah. Was there a hint of forgiveness in that, okay, Max?
To be fair, I'd chop and change between New Zealand and Australia depending on who had the better team at the time, I think. So I'm not far from him.
My only chance to make a national team was to represent Papua New Guinea or Fiji. I needed to find some heritage there to stand up a chance. And I'd be on board with that if I was able to.
Don't sell yourself short. I've seen you ride up Buffalo. You were just born in the wrong era.
James Moran last week, Maxi, from your favourite team, Uno X.
Yeah, this is a quality listen for anyone that is a social club listener and not an Alex interview listener. He interviews James Moran, a nutritionist / dietitian. I don't know what they like to be called, a nutritionist or dietitian. I'm going to say sports nutritionist.
He's head of nutrition is his title.
I felt like, and this is no offense to James Moran, I felt like it was a great book for nutrition for dummies, if that makes sense. Like he just really spelt it out for me. Like it was.
Did you learn anything?
A lot.
I haven't listened to it yet. It's on my list.
Obviously all these records are getting broken because of fueling. Like people put it to tech or people put it to evolution. It is fueling. It's fueling that's doing the trick right now. And to hear him go into that, to what the best are doing, to how much carbs per hour are going in during the bike race, and then the training for that, and then the Jonas Abrahamson change from 68 kilos to 78 kilos and actually becomes a better climber is phenomenal.
Yeah, I got to listen to it. It's on my list. I'm listening to it this week. By Friday, that will be ticked off my box.
Yep.
Maxi, doesn't it just scream, though, how dialed in the culture is across that entire team?
I think it's cycling full stop, though, Alex. But yes, but particularly hearing it from a Uno X perspective. But we can only compare if we then go have the Sedal nutritionist on as well and hear what they say. I'm thinking that is just nutrition in cycling, because I remember going to the Vuelta when I saw Keeno actually for a long macchiato in Bilbao. And I jumped in the car for the Jaco boys and just watching their nutrition, it was really a big point of mine. I was like, oh, wow, how good is that? Footy's different. I tried to bring it to footy, and I have brought it to footy for me. Like I'm now, and slowly our playing group, our big change in the last 2 years has been, instead of there's a bowl of oranges at halftime and a cup of snakes, we now have a section for each player on what you must have at halftime. So I have taken something from cycling and my team have listened. So we do that now. It's now a whole lot. I've got to have a whole mandarin, 5 snakes and a gel at halftime. I can't even get it down. So I've got to learn how to train that now, which is what James goes into.
Yeah. I actually applied it to the under 14s yesterday at Heidelberg. They come off after the first quarter and nobody has anything. They just have water. I'm like, have a snake. It's not for the second quarter. This snake you're having, that's for the third and the fourth quarter. Got to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Let's run over the top of them, boys. Oh, okay, let's go.
Maxi, the fueling strategy obviously worked too. A good weekend for the Ds.
Yeah, we had a big win. That's actually our biggest win. 70-odd points away from home. Port Adelaide have been good at home all year. Yes, they were a bit undermanned, and teams that have less to play for in that back part of the year that aren't part of finals. But we still had to get the job done, and we got it done early, which helps. Unfortunately, we might lose Jacob Van Rooyen from it. We have lost him. He's out for 3. I think we are challenging it. I'm too close and too biased to make an actual comment on this, so that saves me from making a comment, which is good. And Carlton, Keeno. Carlton.
My God.
They're in the news.
Oh, mate, we are the news. What do you mean in it? We are the news. I've never, in the last 2 minutes of that game, I've never barracked for a draw so hard in my life. And the composure with a minute and a half to go when they realised the draw was going to get it done. Obviously, the coaching staff knew that all along. But when the message got out there and the experienced players, oh, mate, I'm so up and about. And Harry Dean, he is a superstar. His attitude, how hard is he at the ball, Max?
Yep, the Carlton supporters are up and about, Alex. They're calling 16-game players superstars. They are.
I walk down the street, you go in the local shops, and this happened like after Josh Fraser had taken over and run 3 or 4 matches. And all of a sudden I'm seeing Carlton beanies, Carlton scarves. They've been missing for the last 20 years. And you'll see one, you'll just nod, a little nod. We're out of the closet now.
I'll tell you what.
Those clothes out.
It is great for footy, Carlton being good. The Marble Stadium crowds are packed. Whatever wildcard setup you get, it could be against us. It's going to be 100,000 seat game. I must say,
it's not against you.
Yeah, if we lose, it's a good chance. But hopefully we win. I was sort of going for doggies just because it would have kept that 10th spot race
line.
up, and it would have been a good spectacle on Sunday. But oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was not going for that because we've got Fremantle next weekend.
Which would have made it so much more fun, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, grouse.
Imagine if you lost to Freo and then you had to wait and watch GWS play Adelaide on Saturday night. Oh, that'd have been great.
Yeah, good for footy. Right, not good for my heart.
Social Club, as always, presented by our friends at Giant. Maxi, the Propel, has it been out this week?
It was a beautiful day.
I keep asking the question.
Today. I reckon I'm nearing a commute.
That beautiful Propel is just tucked away in the garage.
Well, Keeno, I'm not sure if this has come across your desk yet, but I am planning on doing an Everest challenge.
No, I didn't know that.
And pretty quickly after the football season. So the whole idea is I want to trial it while I haven't done much training to see how the professional athlete from another sport stands up on the hardest thing you can do on a bike. So it's a great case study. But I feel like I do need to just jump on the bike a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's with me and Ed Langdon, and we thought the other day, we might need to go for a little training ride. If we get this pre-finals bye, let's say we get top 4 and we get a week off, maybe go to Arthur's Seat and do 4 Arthur's Seats just as practice. I'm like, oh no, that sounds horrible. I don't want to do that.
Don't do that before the finals. Only do that if you're playing Carlton.
Okay. So maybe, the idea is to do as little cycling training, but be a professional athlete in the football world and see how we can go on an Everest challenge. So
have you planned where you're going to do the Everest challenge yet?
Yeah, we're in planning. We're thinking it's going to be over in one of the iconic TDU hills, either Corkscrew or Mount Lofty or Wollonga.
Okay. I like that.
So we'll be over there, but it's going to be pretty quickly after the grand final.
Very good.
So I haven't been out on the Propel yet. I need to I have ridden my Propel, but I haven't been on it since our last conversation, Alex.
Yeah. Which will be really good condition as we head into Patagonia in November.
Yes, that's another one.
I've heard about that.
Yes, you were invited, Keeno. You were invited.
Was I? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Thanks, Alex. Didn't pass that on.
Alex hasn't passed that one on yet. Come on, Alex.
Did I not? Was it my responsibility to pass that one on?
I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, Keeno, what are you doing November 1 to 6?
Yeah.
I'm getting the Noosa try.
Well, we are riding about 100k a day on gravel bikes, which is the Revolt from Giant.
Giant gravel bikes. No other than our friends at Giant. In
the south of Chile and Patagonia, which would
be really cool.
Fun.
Actually, would love to do that.
Yeah. Well, Alex he's been at. You've just been over the Tour de France and you've seen what it's like. It's been a tough sort of admin time for Alex, so it's coming along with all the prizes for all the people that won.
Good.
I did a mail day the other day, Alex. I sent some stuff out.
You did? Yeah. We've actually got our first thank you this morning.
I've got 2 to go. I've got whoever gave you their address late for a pair of Oakleys, and I've got the New Zealand one. Geez, you got to scan some QR codes and whatnot to get parcels over to New Zealand. It's a bit harder than what it looks.
Yeah, okay. Can't just flash your passport. Have you got a passport?
My parents do, but I'm not bringing my mum to the newsagents just to send a bag of Haro to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. It's very good. It's a very good hydration product, though.
It is very good.
Is it in New Zealand?
I've been sipping it over in the background.
Is it in New Zealand?
Yeah, it will be. So this is a electrolyte company called Hiro Keeno. Great sponsor of the podcast. And so is the sticker, which is a Tour Down Under sticker. It's on the Hiro bottle. So now I'm mixing 2 sponsors at once. And that is that's a sore middle finger as well.
I mean, do you just have that every week now?
It's like, for those that are watching, this bit droops like that, so to keep it straight so I don't have permanent finger problems. Like you see, when you run into a 1960s footballer and their hands are like this, I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's why that guard is on.
Yeah, you can pick a footballer from the 60s or the 70s or the 80s, 100 miles away. When their hand's coming in for a shake, none of them are straight.
No. But we have to straighten up, Alex, to start. Do you want to kick this one off?
Yeah. I mean, cycling is the beautiful sport it is. We've seen the Tour de France Femmes, but unfortunately there is a horrific side to the sport too. It's an extreme sport, it's dangerous, and Keeno stage 8 of Tour of Portugal, we saw the passing of Finlay Tarling.
Just horrific. It's impossible to find the words for it, and reading the post from Finn's dad was really hard to read. It was, and the comment that he makes at the end of, if you're going for a ride, when you clip in, think of Finn, just horrific as no parent should have to experience that. Nobody should have to experience that. The car on the course, it's incomprehensible. You know that this is a really dangerous sport, and we've seen fatalities from race incidents, from crashes, but this was something that was totally out of Finn's control. This is just awful, and I'm lost for words on it.
Yeah, I completely agree. You got to take some of the events out of it and park your thoughts on what's happened and actually just think about the life that's gone.
Yeah.
So all my thoughts are there as well. Would have been an incredibly tricky situation over in Portugal for everyone involved, riders, families, friends, people involved in the race, the commentator. Keeno, I'm sure when you were listening to the video, not sure who the commentator was, but your heart would have went out.
I've been in a position when Walter Wayland died at the Giro d'Italia. It was on stage 3 in 2011. That was in May. In March of that year, he and I sat in a car together on the start line at Paris-Nice to avoid the cold weather. And I hardly knew him, but I had like a 10-minute chat to him in March and then commentating on stage 3, and he died in stage 3 of that Giro d'Italia.
Yep.
And he's someone that I'd met. I didn't know him. It wasn't like I had his phone number or anything, but you'd spend a little bit of time with him. So, to see what I want to come out of this season is for Finn's brother Josh to win the time trial world title. Mm-hmm. If we can somehow make that happen, that would be amazing. And the way his parents have responded, I would be a hell of an angry man if I was his parent and my son had died in that manner, or any of my kids had died in that manner. Yeah.
Obviously, 2 big names in the world of professional cycling, Josh and Finlay, but you saw the messages and the comments about their impact that the family has had on the racing community in the UK, the impact that they've had around clubs. It was a pretty hard week to watch cycling.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
There was a lot of cycling on. There was 3 stage races all at once.
So much racing on.
Yeah, during the time. Obviously, there was a tricky situation in Portugal with 2 stages to go. I mean, you can't blame anyone for anything with how people react to this sort of stuff. I know the president of Portugal was involved and called Finlay's parents. What will come from this will be a bit of a legacy in terms of what they do in terms of safety. I know Adam Hansen's called out about helmets. They're only tested for a certain speed.
I didn't know that until this incident.
Yeah. Out of the deaths that have happened during the cycling race, I think 5 out of the 8 have been on descents. So descents certainly are the tricky one. So whatever comes from this. But Wild West here, we're not talking about that. I know Adam Hansen's done the quote, and he probably needs to as the Players Association, the Riders Association Union. But now it should just be all Finlay and then reactionary stuff in the coming months. There's nothing else I can add to it other than it's absolutely heartbreaking, and condolences to family and friends, and I cross my fingers and hope for them for the best for the future, whatever that may hold.
It's a pretty tough transition, but should we go to Hamburg? It's pretty tough to talk about any racing this week after what happened in Portugal, but Hamburg Classic, one of the regular post Tour de France races in the men's calendar. We saw Del Toro light it up early. Was it a little bit confusing while Del Toro was there? I mean, I saw him light it up and it was like, okay, that makes a bit more sense. But having a superstar at the race was interesting before the Wolf Pack got to work.
Yeah, and Paul Magnier, I mean, he's so exciting. French cycling's in a really good spot. And having, Paul Magnier win, like he finished last season really well. It was awesome at the Giro this year as well. He is super exciting to watch. I'm always happy to see him win because sprinters make for big personalities and they make for good media coverage on the sport.
I had Red Bull winning this, so Paul. To be fair, I should start thinking Paul can get over anything that Lawrence Pithy can, and to be fair, he probably can. But I just with Lawrence Pithy's form, Danny Van Poppel, the Van Dijk boys, all there to help him. I did have Lawrence winning this, and he had a shot. I know Sedal did a lot of the controlling in the last 10K, but Red Bull came to the front late, and it looked like Lawrence was a chance. Just got lost in the last kilometre. I think did he end up podiuming, Lawrence? I think he podiumed.
Yeah, he got on the podium.
Third?
Yep. ended up being a real who's who of the sprinters. So Sadal did extremely well for every other sprinter to keep that all nice and intact.
Yeah. And just briefly back to Del Toro, it's been pretty big month at the Tour for him and his partner as well. So, he finishes on the podium, and his girlfriend, Romina Hinoza, she becomes the first Mexican woman to finish the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift, and her dad and granddad were there, and, Del Toro was there in the supporting boyfriend role. So it was a pretty big period here for Mexican cycling with those two as a dynamic duo.
Can you, we're all three cycling fanatics, and we would have read everything that comes across our algorithm. Did I hear Del Toro got offered a long-term contract, and then 2 days later, the manager came out and said they're not sure if they're going to take it? Am I playing that the right way?
Yeah, he signed it. He signed a deal. The confusion came when Poel was potentially going to UAE, which still isn't off the cards. But the confusion was okay, who's going to be Tadej's successor? Is that Del Toro, or are they going to sign Poel and then Del Toro just continues to sit in second fiddle to the head honcho of the squad? So there was rumours and discussions around.
Yeah, I've just got that the wrong way around. I'm looking at them now.
Yeah.
There's an article 2 weeks ago saying Isaac Del Toro hesitates to extend, and then 1 week ago, Isaac Del Toro commits.
Yeah, to 2031.
2031 is correct.
You'd take that contract, wouldn't you?
And Pogi deserves some sort of percentage of it, because I dare say him buttering up.
Yes.
He buttered up Isaac all tour and said, "Stay with me, mate, and you'll be all right."
Del Toro had the best domestique in the race. He just happened to be wearing the yellow jersey. It was nuts. And what about the Czech Tour?
Czech Tour. So then on top of Hamburg, we had Czech Tour, obviously Tour of Portugal, and then we also had Norway as well, all running in succinct at the same time.
Yep.
Czech Tour, Ineos came, obviously coming off a stinker at the Tour de France. Really tough tour for them, which actually, Maxi, it came out that Dorian had broken ribs.
Dorian had broken ribs.
After you were going after him all Tour de France?
It hasn't aged well, Alex, that you were Dorian's number one hater. No, it hasn't. Dorian, actually, I've done like an all-Australian squad. Keeno did it last week. An all-world squad, a squad of 35 riders. Dorian is in the squad. He's had a wonderful year. And I've just added one more. So I said I was going to add to about 40 with the Vuelta, probably offering a few chances for a few people to get in. I've added Andrew August. He's now had his 5th win for the year, and as a young rider, he deserves to be in the squad.
He's impressive. He's going places. And American cycling's in a pretty good spot with guys like him coming through.
Did you hear George Hincapie thinking that they should go back to an American-only team?
They do an Uno X style.
Yeah.
Out of the US, led by George Hincapie.
And Andrew August and Quinn Simmons and Luke Lamparty. There's some guys in good form. I mean, we're forgetting the obvious, Sepp Kuss, and there's another good American that's normally the front. Jorgensen.
Jorgensen.
Yes.
Yeah. You might get Sepp like in the last 2 years of his career or something as a captain, as a mentor. Jorgensen, he looks pretty locked in at Visma for a while, but an all-American team would actually be really good for cycling. Like when 7-Eleven burst onto the scene in the 80s, it was on the back of the Los Angeles Olympics. They had a really cool kit and everybody was on board. And then I think to have that again would be super good for cycling.
Their major issue, and we spoke about this, Alex, is they've had an all-American team before, and unfortunately didn't end well.
You're breaking up on me, Max. I don't know what you're talking about. A bad connection.
There was a listener that pointed that out last week when George was complaining about why there isn't an all-American team. So AJ's come back and taken 2 stages. The only asterisk against this for Ineos is that AJ's rumoured to be leaving next year.
Is he actually? Where to?
Yeah, heading to Pinarello, according to, I think it's Dan Benson.
They're spending some money, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have money. Seb Buick, another one.
It's not officially released, so I don't know. Dave B might be getting the checkbook out to try and lock him down, but there's pretty strong rumours that he's leaving next year.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I love that you've got a 20-year-old at the top of the GC there, and Domenico Pozzovivo in 3rd. He's 43.
Ooh, yeah.
He's old enough to be his dad. He would have ridden Pozzovivo would have ridden his first pro race before August was born.
how do you read the only real GC candidate that went here for the Vuelta was Mikel Landa? Didn't look as impressive as you would hoped, I would have said.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he should even bother trying to ride for GC when he goes to the Vuelta. I think he should. This is his last year at World Tour level. He's 36. He's going back to Euskadi for the last 2 years of his career. And he's super proud of being from the Basque Country. He supports the Junior Basque Development Program. I reckon he should go to the Vuelta, try and win a stage, and try and win the King of Mountains jersey, because I don't believe he can race GC there. He finished 20th in the Czech Tour. He was 37th in the Volta Burgos. Just go and try and win a stage, try and win the King of Mountains jersey, go out swinging from World Tour level.
His major competitors, from what I'm looking at for King of the Mountain, is Parapant and Zana, who are on his own team. So they could all just go for it.
Yeah. Just all in. Try and win it for the team.
Yeah.
Do you see Alessandro's Francellu's win, Maxi? On stage 4, he pulled a foot with about 500 to go, clipped out, still managed to get his foot back in and won the stage.
There were some actually amazing finishes during the week. That one included Unibet's win. I'm pretty sure that was in Norway. We're about to talk.
Yep.
That was just a hold on till the end. Even Silva's win, which again in Norway, no, we're jumping to Norway. There was some incredibly on the line finish races,
which I haven't watched a lot of, to be honest. I got home Wednesday morning at 3 a.m.
Yep.
And then had about 3 hours sleep so I could get up and see the kids before they went to school. That was on Wednesday morning. Then Thursday I was in a fog. Friday tried to do some washing. Saturday and Sunday was kids' sport. And here we are Monday, ready to go. And I'm in prep mode for the Vuelta, which starts on Saturday.
And you've somehow missed 5 races.
It's amazing, isn't it? Half of them I was in transit.
Yeah. If you were sick of the heat in France over the last 6 weeks, you only had to wait another week until you got to Norway, and it was raining and people wearing full kit, leg warmers.
It was 10 degrees. What was going on there? It was
filthy up there.
How does that happen? Isn't it still summer?
Daylight wouldn't have been short on, but it was cold up there.
So they just have really long days, but they don't necessarily get great sun. Is that right?
Exactly.
They do get sun, but it wasn't over the last 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, but they forget to turn the heater on the sun. No good. Freezing up there at the moment. I went 40 days without taking my jumper out of my suitcase. Didn't even come close to putting it on. Didn't even get it out of the suitcase.
Well
had to go looking for it when I got back on the airplane to make sure I had it with me when I got off in Melbourne.
Maxi, Uno X bagged another win. Silva continues to dominate, picks up the GC, and you flagged just before Uno X got a stage win too with their Norwegian Kristoffersen.
Yeah, so Silva, Keeno's in the All-Australian squad. He's had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, sure has.
Including GC wins. This is his 8th win of the year. All of them at least pro level. And then including the World Tour win at the Giro. Like, he is in phenomenal touch and is almost Astana's number 1 rider. And he goes to Norway and clearly dominates. I mean, the win, he beat Van Edveld. Van Edveld he was seen as one of the favourites for the Giro.
Yeah.
And he cleans him up in an uphill sprint, which you'd probably put in Van Edveld's favour. So, he is flying. Uno X, I was actually, the day 1 sprint, Vernon and Blicker were favourites, and Gianardi Lonardi, the Poultry rider, he cleans them up, and Vernon and Blicker look out of touch, out of pace. I was actually writ them off for the rest of the Norwegian race, and then Blicker got it right the next time. And Uno X need to win a stage. It's like Jaco need to win a stage or two down under. Uno X need to win a stage or two in Norway.
Yeah, yeah, they do. Even if they've won a stage at the Tour de France, they still need one in Norway. As for Silva, he's been one of the best travelled athletes this season as well. He won a couple of stages in the GC, the Tour Hainan. Then he goes from racing in Asia to winning a stage and wearing the leader's jersey at the Giro. And now he's winning up in Norway where it's freezing cold. So he's gone from hot and humid, then winning at the Giro and then winning in Norway. That is impressive.
I'll tell you what Silva reeks of, going to those one-day races, when there's 40 of them left in Italy to finish off the year.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so does Pogi normally, because he's got Lombardi. But
hopefully he skips them, gives somebody else a chance to win something.
Is he going to Lombardi now that the 5's not a chance?
Well, he's won it. How many times has he won it? He's won it like 5 times already.
But he's never done.
I
He's
think
never
that
done the Vuelta.
he's won it 5 times. So I think because of all these comparisons with Eddie Merckx, right? Eddie Merckx won Milan San Remo 7 times, and it's the monument that starts the season. Well, Poggy's won that once. I reckon he's going to just stick that in the back pocket. Next time he goes to San Remo, it's going to be to buy a coffee and a focaccia. But I think that he's going to want to win Lombardia 7 times to have that his equivalent to Merckx with his Milan San Remo 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm loving him finishing second at Paris-Roubaix at the moment because it means he keeps coming back. I get the feeling that once he wins Roubaix, he won't go back.
What is the I heard you guys talking about this on the Rest Day pod. What is the amount of wins the Tour de France that he needs to get? Keeno?
What's he up to? He's got 26 at the moment.
No, GC wins. What's the win that means he's the most ever?
Well, 5 is as we spoke about it, 5 is the official.
Yes. No,
7
I want
the unofficial.
I want to know yours. I want to know what yours is.
Well, I want him to win 8.
Okay. Just for no reason.
Totally, just because then it's totally off the table. There's no more discussion. Puts that to bed. He's halfway there and he's 27. Cadel won the Tour de France at 34.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And he's also on track for Cav's stage win record too, if he keeps on going the way he is.
Well, you got to stop giving them away. He gave 2 away at this year's Tour de France. He gave 1 away to Remco as well. That was a gift. Oh, he could have won that. If he had not have been pacing for Del Toro to stick with him, he could have ridden Remco off the wheel.
Yeah, all part of the boys' club.
Hey, Maxi, just in terms of, you love Uno X's Norwegian blood. Blikras has to be the most Norwegian guy on the squad. Started at Clubland in Norway from 2014, then went to Team Coop, which was the OG Uno X before Uno X was formed. Then has been on Uno X Pro Conti for 4 years, and now the professional team for the last 2. So he's done his last 7 years on Uno X before a Norwegian team before that.
And he's an 80-kilo sprinter. It's Uno X, isn't it? It's Norwegian
He's Uno X
territory. He actually, I think this is going on a limb. I think he could be their most resulted rider for the year. I reckon he might have won at least 3 times. I'm just going to have a quick look. Yes, he has won. No, twice. Which could be, to be fair.
He's had 4 seconds as well.
Yep.
So he's been solid.
I actually don't know. I mean, we're a heavy Uno X podcast. We should actually pitch to Norwegian government to sponsor the podcast.
Tourism board.
I'm not sure who their best sprinter is. If it's Blikra or if it's Varenskold or if it's Friday.
It's Varenskold.
No,
it's Varenskold.
Yep. Varenskold's win Tour de France stages.
Yeah, but he snuck up on the inside though.
Okay. Hang on a minute. The
Uno X man all of a sudden scored against his own team.
He's jumping off.
Anything else, Maxi, that came across your desk from a racing perspective?
Cofidis won at 1.1. Over in Portugal, UAE went and won 4 stages, including missing the cut. Did you see that? Julius Johansson, who was their main rider, won a prologue and won a stage. Got their timing all wrong, including 2 of his teammates, and 3 riders got cut from the race. Over in Portugal. I'm not sure if the Portuguese just wanted UAE out to open the door up for a few others.
According to them, according to them, they made the cut, which was stated in the race book, and the organisers just changed the time cut.
They moved the target.
There are some weird teams that are getting a whole lot more wins than Team Picnic Personnel. So Tavira Ovos, they got a win in Portugal. Anna Colla got 6 wins down in Portugal, including the GC. And at the moment, DSM, wherever I got them, they're still 1. And I forget who did win their 1 stage. It was in a .1 race. Anyway.
Has Bittner won at all this year?
No, Bittner's been, none of them. There, Jakobsen finally, I think he raced for Visma during the week.
Oh, that was that quick?
That's how quick it was. I'm pretty sure Jakobsen, hold on, I should have done some research here. Did he ride at a classic in Hamburg? I saw a picture of him wearing yellow. No. It must have been just the training ride. It was just the training ride.
But he's already in their kit.
He's already in their
kit. Today's the 17th. He's been officially riding in their kit for 3 days. So his contract ended with Picnic Personnel on the 3rd of August, His contract starts with Visma on the 14th of August.
Fun thing in Hamburg, Hubbard's outsprinted Arnaud Delis in the battle for Lotto. They came 9th and 10th.
The Lotto Cup.
The Lotto Cup. Interesting that Hubbard's is now beating Arnaud Delis. That's Hubbard's I had as my top 5 contracts I would sign right now.
Oh, he's your money ball.
He would be cheap, and he's just beaten Arnaud Delis in a sprint in that cup. Seb Buick gone to Q365, Keeno.
Yeah, it's a good move. And I bumped into his parents on the plane on the way over to the tour because they only got the call on the Monday before the tour was starting on the Saturday. And Caleb and I were on the flight with them from Dubai through to Barcelona. And his dad was that up and about. He had so much energy, and he's bailed us up in the bus as we're going from one terminal to the other. And his wife's saying, just leave them alone. He goes, no, it's okay. I'm going to tell the boys. And he's got like, it was the best energy. It was so good. He got me through the next leg. Seb's dad is an absolute ripper. So I'm perhaps happy for Seb's dad that Seb's going to Q36.3.
Steinhauser's gone to Red Bull, which could be one of the picks of the trade period.
Given their German connection, I think that's a really good move by Red Bull.
Yep. And he had was it the Giro last year? I think I'm going down.
24.
Yeah,
24. He won a stage at the Giro,
and maybe even had pink.
Yeah, I can't remember being in pink, but he's got plenty of upside.
Maybe it was the pink EF jersey.
Yeah, Red Bull getting rid of Roglic is a good thing.
To Lotto, did not have that on my bingo card.
No, he's desperate to keep racing.
And then what are Lotto desperate for?
Somebody to win some points.
but
because he's past his best, right? But he, at the level that he's at, he's going to get you top 10 finishes on GC in 1 week stage races, a Paris-Nice type races of that level, which are a super high level, Catalunya, Basque Country. And for Lotto Intermarché, they're important points for them to stay in the World Tour. I think for them, it's not a bad move.
The Vuelta, Alex, it's worth, unfortunately, we're still 6 days out or 5 days, depending on when this drops. And there's no start list apart from Jayco and UAE. Jayco's is very underwhelming. Paul Double leads it. Unfortunately, Plappy hasn't got up. There's been a bit under weather since the Tour de France. So that's a Paul Double-led Jayco team. Couple of young starters, which is nice. Hamish McKenzie and Rudy Porter.
Yeah.
Which is a good opportunity for those two Aussies. And UAE have named their squad because they're like, we got nothing to hide. We're sending Ewan, Almeida, Jay Vine and Tadej Pogačar. I actually think they're an outside chance to podium the race. An outside chance.
They actually could. Visma did it a couple of years ago with Kuss, Vingegaard, and then Roglic.
They did.
It is doable, but one of your competitions for a giveaway for one of your prizes, you need to have the competition who finishes second at the Vuelta, not who wins it, who finishes second.
Yeah. These are the names that are rumoured of going outside of those. So the Decathlon are sending Felix Gall and Ristatello. Felix Gall is probably one of the better GC riders in the world outside of the big dogs. Oscar Onley has obviously come back to form. Disappointing, wasn't at the Tour. Going to the Vuelta.
He needs a result.
He does. And probably
second at Burgos, so he's coming.
Depending on what happens with Almeida, he's probably on the podium with Felix Gall at the moment. And then there's Carapaz, whatever he does, who knows what he does. Is the polka dot enough? Does he go for GC? He's rumoured to go. And Skalmoys, who was great at the Tour. Butrago, Movistar, always a big tour for them. They have Mass and their big boy Uchterbrooks, their big signing. Who pulled out of the Tour. Why did he pull out of the Tour? Was he sick?
He was sick. He has to perform. Yeah. So he left Bora early, broke their contract to go to Visma to get more opportunity. Left Visma early, broke their contract to go to Movistar. So he's broken 2 contracts with 2 powerhouse teams, and now he's at Movistar, and they had to wait for him in the team time trial in Barcelona, the big Spanish team on Spanish soil. He has got to get a result. Has to finish top 5 on GC.
Yeah, big day for big tour for them. Red Bull's still unsure how it looks, but it looks like it's going to be Roglic, Tuckwell, and maybe Lipowitz.
Tuckwell. This is going to be interesting. So Tuckwell making his debut in a Grand Tour after finishing second in the Tour of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes / the Dauphiné.
This guy's a professional.
Yeah.
But he didn't start. He did not start.
Those 3 words haven't been stayed on this podcast this year. So there's the first.
The Tour of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes.
No.
Rightly so. But I don't know why he didn't start the 5th stage at the Volta Burgos. So that's the one question mark hanging over. It might have been precautionary. Let's hope. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Luke goes in his first Grand Tour. There's no pressure on him. Just want him to get through healthy.
There is small chatter that Lippo might go, so that'll be an interesting watch there.
Hope he does.
Yeah, it'll lessen the load for Tuckwell. Visma, not really in the GC category. Tullett has actually had an unbelievable couple of weeks, so I think he will be the guy that'll hold on for a top 10.
Watch for Nordhagen.
Yeah, Nordhagen's going as well, so that is a good read. Max Poel, finally a chance for Max Poel to ride. I actually don't think he's had a race day. He might have had one in the last week to ride for this, but I don't think he's had a race day this year. And he is Picnic's boy.
Yeah. Can he get them an actual result? Let's see.
Yep.
He's had a couple of race days, but that was in February.
Okay, so it's been a while. As I said, with Mikel Landa, Paripan and Zana are there as well. De La Cruz, a great top 10 rider for Q365 and will go for top 10, so there's your value.
Descend.
Cannot descend. And the young Lotto rider in Vidar is the only name down for Lotto currently, but he's the only name worth worrying about that they're going to send. He can ride and has been riding well. That's your GC boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm looking forward to seeing how Jarno Weider does. He was the winner of the Giro Next Gen 2 years ago. He's extended his contract recently with Lotto Intermarché. So maybe that's why they're signing Roglic to go over there and teach him the ropes of riding stage races.
But where this race actually is, and I think Poggi is in this mix as well, is the strong guys that are going. So Wout van Aert, Laporte and Brennan are all going for Visma. Which is an amazing lead out for Brennan, but also an incredible breakaway group of 3.
Yes.
Axel Lawrence is going for Ineos. Tobias Nice and Mads Pedersen are going for Trek. Like that is, if you see what Visma have, Trek have gone, park that. We're going to send Tobias Nice and Mads Pedersen. That's massive. Lawrence Pithy in the form that he's in. Magnus Corden his last race. And Marco Brenner, who literally just won a 1 week stage race. Is probably in that conversation. I reckon I see, and Keeno, you've been commentating the sport for 20 years. Is there a world where everyone goes, Poggi's going to win GC? You know what? If he wants to get in a break, he can.
Yes, there is. Absolutely.
I think we're going to see a Poggi, Wout van Aert, Tobias Nice, Mads Pedersen break.
Yeah, I reckon the GC, I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at the stages. The GC on this thing could be over by the end of stage 3. That's a uphill finish on stage 3. Like the GC, Poggi could have the thing wrapped up by then. And I reckon that most people are here not worrying about Pogačar. The GC riders are going, okay, who can get on the podium? And then anybody who's outside that top 10 conversation, they're going stage hunting. This could be a really exciting race of 21 one-day races, more so than it being a Grand Tour stage race.
And the Spanish organisers hoping for that.
Yeah. Because Tadej can have this thing wrapped up in a heartbeat.
Did you see Wout van Aert's race before yesterday, Max?
He lost a gravel ride to his teammate. Is that right?
Yeah. He's been out on the gravel bike doing those, one of your favourite events. The reason gravel got in your top 5 types of cycling was because Wout van Aert races gravel Grand Fondo.
Quinn Simmons in the form that he's in. He's the form rider of the Tour de France. Just went and rode a gravel ride and come 9th in the States.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The one that Wout was in was the Nationals.
Was it? I've actually I do have UAE podium in this with Oscar Onley, the threat, just because of this 32K flat TT that's in there in the middle. Felix Gall famously has one of the worst TT looking postures going around.
It's up there.
So I've got an Almeida, Poggi, Oscar Onley podium.
Almeida. It's a big, you're right about UAE. I want to see Jay Vine actually get through healthy, stay upright. I mean, the guy's had nothing but bad luck this year. Getting crashed. How do you get taken out by a kangaroo at the Tour Down Under? He managed to still win that somehow. Crashes out of the Volta Catalunya, crashes out of the Giro. And he's had some crashes in the past where he is partially to blame, but all of these crashes this year have been genuine, pure bad luck.
Yep.
And there's no skill set in the world that has you avoiding a crash with a kangaroo.
Well, I reckon Matthew van der Poel would have missed it.
Van der Poel would have got around it.
He might have mounted it and started riding it to the finish line.
We've got to get him back to Australia first.
Yeah. Not too keen. Don't take him to Wollongong.
Do you want to get into your top 5, Maxi?
Yes. Do you want to lead me into it, please, Alex?
Our top 5s. there's been many of them now. It's a veteran segment in the podcast being presented by Pilot Performance from the get-go. If you do need some high-class, top-notch, accredited, tested, batch-tested, as James Moran kept saying in the podcast with UnoX, if you want some batch-tested supplements, Pillar Performance Stanley 15 will get you 15% off at checkout.
Probably your longest yet. Really giving them a good...
Yeah, did you like it, or do you want me to tighten it up next time?
No, I did like it.
You enjoyed it? Okay, good.
They've been great partners.
Yeah, they have.
And I'm currently using the magnesium as well for those playing at home. I am. Keeno's reaching for something. You're using the magnesium as well?
Oh, he's got the magnesium
Helps me sleep.
too.
Yes, it's great for sleep.
Yeah.
I've got a household of 6 kids at the moment, so I'm taking as many supplements as I can to try and stay away, which is really just vitamin C and magnesium. That's all we can take. My top 5, current best cycling commentators, special commentators, or analytics specialists, or podcasters. But the podcasters is not hobby podcast, it's full-time podcast, okay?
So us.
Yes, us. But we're not in it. Special mentions. Let's start with them. These are the guys that have missed. So Brad Wiggins has missed. Phil Liggett has missed. This is current day Phil. Phil does do every now and then. I'm sure he's in and around. I was waiting to hear him in Com Games. That's normally one that he normally gets.
No, he was doing the tour for NBC.
Okay. Sean Kelly missed. Grace Brown coming hot, but has missed. Caleb and Macca missed, unfortunately. Blythe missed. And Matthew Stevens, although I do love his YouTube, has missed. Okay. The 5. At 5th is Orla. I'm going to let you have a go at pronouncing her last name, please, Keeno. It's just
Shinaway.
Shinaway.
Yeah, she's an awesome host.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
Eurosport TNT. She is.
Yeah.
She actually.
We're including hosts.
She does special comments.
Okay, yeah.
She drives the ship. She keeps it together. She draws out the best information out of the ex-athletes. She's brilliant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is the controversial one, is the podcaster. It's Patrick Bro from Lantern Rouge. Quality insights into racing. That's so that a team that he was constantly critical of then hired him in Visma. Yeah. He is number 4. The next ones are all play-by-play callers. Number 3 is Anthony McCrossan. I think he is very good. He has a great accent. He does a lot of the races that people don't want to do. And I find him a great
special
play-by-play.
Place in your heart.
He does.
Can I add something to it?
Yes.
Off air, he's a way better bloke than he is on air, and he's a good bloke on air.
Okay.
He is one of the world's nicest human beings.
Oh, I'm very happy with him being at 3 then. Number 2, all of our great friends and one of the best Australian riders of all time is Robbie McEwen. Probably stiff to be 2. He probably could be. I mean, there's just someone. Sorry, I've got tied for first, by the way. I've got equal first.
So
but he probably could have been. Well, it's not. I just couldn't split the top 2. I couldn't split them.
Okay.
So Rob McEwen. Equal first. Now, obviously, this has a heavy Australian bias. So we have an Australian commentator who commentates on the Australian broadcast a lot for us, and we hear him a lot, and that is yours truly, Matthew Keenan. So he is equal first with probably the best world commentator there is, and called the shit out of stage 21. And his Milan San Remo call, if you haven't seen it, is phenomenal, is Rob Hatch. The two of you combined, and I'm hoping you didn't think I was going to say Carlton Kirby Keeno, because no, he didn't make the top 5. Rob Hatch, Keeno are the joint lead number 1s.
Yeah, well, I'll take that because I rate Rob. I really enjoy listening to Rob. He loves his cricket as well. So he and I have shared quite a bit of 12th man material together, and I enjoy his company. And my comment about him is the same as what it is about Anthony McCrossan. He's a fantastic guy as well. I'm happy to be keeping company with Rob Hatch at the top of the table. I'd be happy to split the trophy with him. I think he's a fantastic caller. Yeah, and he can call most sports too.
His call on stage 21, the Matthew Van Der Poel Pogge showdown. If those that haven't watched it, go watch. It's a phenomenal insight.
Yeah, no, he's very good.
And I'm sure you do this with your practice, but getting the big moments right and not overdoing them must be hard. I mean, for example, going into a game of football knowing someone's about to kick their 100th, I'm sure they think about what they're going to say every single time.
Yeah.
So when you go into Milan-San Remo, you go into stage 21, you know Van der Poel's a chance. You've got what your words that you're going to say, but you don't want to sound like you've been thinking about it all day, do you?
No, you also got to respond to the moment, and there's key in silence too. And often the best pieces of commentary are very brief. And you use the goal analogy. One of the best pieces of commentary ever in AFL football that I've listened to and really enjoyed is when Anthony Hudson calls Buddy Franklin kicking his 13th. And all he says is 13. Buddy's kicked 13.
Yep.
Like, there's no great insights, but there's the energy and the joy that comes from it. Or when Stephen Quartermain called, Barry Hall a mark that saved the grand final for the Swans. Was it 05 or 06? And he just says, Leo Barry, you star.
Yep.
Like, it's only a couple of words. When Richie Beno called the first ball by Shane Warne in the Ashes when he got Mike Gadding, all Richie Beno said was, and he's done it.
It's just a little bit lackluster. Richie's one on Shane Warne then.
Oh, yeah, but then, Gadding's walking off, and I think Richie said something. He still doesn't know what's happened. just brilliant. Yeah.
Any names on this?
Jesselenko, you beauty.
Any names on this?
How simple is that? I thought you might have snuck Johan Brunel in there from a podcast perspective as insights.
Yeah, and to be fair,
actually,
the best podcast probably in terms of numbers is definitely Lance's. That's where Wigo and George Hincapie and even Lance to an extent are a bit stiff.
Yeah, no, Johan's insights are really, really good. I know he's a controversial figure, but I enjoy listening to what he's got to say. His insights are still relevant, regardless of what his checkered past has been.
Mine particularly lean to mainstream media. That's probably where it's probably it's probably a look into how I capture my cycling content.
Wigo stiff. Wigo for me is the best cycling analyst in the world.
It just hasn't been on the motorbike enough. He's got to get back on the motor.
Yeah, I know. But
he's so dry. He's so, when he's blunt and he's straight.
He's funny. He's direct to the point. Yeah. He's so insightful. Bradley Wiggins is unbelievable.
And his knowledge of the history of the sport is second to none. You can pluck out stage 8 from a race 25 years ago and he's a fair chance to know the result.
You know who could have made the top 5 is yours truly after 2 back-to-back commentating calls of Cadel Evans' Great Ocean Road Race. For those that are international, I am before the world feed because no one wants me on for the world feed over at SBS. Maybe we can negotiate that one in.
Let's work on it.
Mm-hmm. Work on it. So I'm commentating when the break's out at 4 minutes and there's one team chasing, which is normally and well known as the dark time to commentate. And I bring life to that. So I should be in around that top 5.
I bring life to that.
He brings life to it because he walks in there going, I'm going to get one on Keeno here. That's all he's thinking about for the next 20 minutes.
What name can I bring up that Keeno doesn't know? Come on.
He goes the most obscure person out there possible.
I
tries to learn the name of the mechanic sitting in the back of the car and he talks about his CV.
I cheat. I peek over your shoulder and see the names you've highlighted and go, all right, pick one that's not highlighted, okay?
Can I hide my exam notes from you next time?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Did you see, sorry, just before we finish, Worlds is coming up. Did you see Michael Woods has just decided to pop himself out of retirement to race his home Worlds?
It says a lot about the depth of racing in Canada then, doesn't it? That you can come out of retirement and make the team for the Worlds.
Who else? Who else? Hugo. Who was one that I can think of straight away? Is there many other in the Canadian?
Sorry. Not a lot that are jumping off the page at me.
Under the pump.
But not for that sort of course anyway. It's going to take pure climbers.
Derek G.
On that sort of course. Derek G. is, he'll be good. And maybe that's what Woodsy wants to do. Go and carry water bottles for Derek G for the first 150 Ks and enjoy racing on home roads. Because he certainly hasn't stopped training. He's still been training the house down.
Who have you got from an Australian point of view going?
Nobody that can win a medal.
Yep.
Yeah. We're a bit light on. I reckon Jai will be fried because he's done the Giro and the Tour.
Probably suits Jay post Volta.
Jay Vine post the Volta. Ben O'Connor's had a pretty big program as well. On the women's side of things with Sarah Gigante, the injuries that she's had, she's not going to be ready. She's not going to be right. She probably won't even race this year. Fair enough.
Where's she at? Where's she at right now?
It's been 12 months since she broke her femur,
Yep.
and she's still in rehab mode.
Is there
And
TDU Nationals? Is that the target?
I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, because she's got the physical capabilities to win the Tour de France. She's just got to get herself right.
You know who I'd like to see on the Australian start list? I'd like to see Harry Sweeney there.
Yeah, but he's been injured as well, and he's had nothing but bad luck as well. So I just want to see him 100% healthy too. So he gets good guy votes as well.
Who are you taking, Max? Who's in your squad? Or like we talk about that, there's pretty much no chance of getting a medal. What are you who are you taking if there's?
Just give me a refresher on the rules in terms of TT riders. How many do you take TT?
You can take 2.
And do they have to then be in the squad for the road race?
They don't, but I believe 1 pretty much has to be. Otherwise, there's too many total riders. We qualify 8, but a lot of countries don't qualify 8 if you don't have enough UCR points.
Well, you can work me. Someone at home will know the TT rules. If you're taking 2, you take Plappy and Vines as the 2 TT boys that can then ride in the road race. Jury's out. Who's the better TT rider? They've had some
Vine at the moment.
They've had some ring-a-ding-ding battles.
This year, Vine.
Yep.
This year, Jay Vine. Yeah.
Then you're probably, I agree with Jai, he's probably done. So you're probably taking sort of Seb Buick, maybe give some youth a bit of a go here. Harry Sweeney, Tuckwell, depending on how he pulls up post-Volta. But you got to be led by some sort of road captain. So maybe Ben. And then Bling.
Jack Haig is a road captain, Michael Matthews, Chris Hamilton. Yeah.
I mean, you have to take Bling.
Yeah.
He's a part of this squad. And there's your road captain.
And what he does in Canada normally. I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's normally good there.
He's almost Canadian, yes.
Yeah.
Is that us? Have you got a bit of an update on our boy from Frankston Rovers?
Aaron from the Frankston Rovers, our most persistent voice noter, completed his 24-hour ride, 457 kilometers. He did 17,000 calories and did 24 hours of bike riding to raise funds for the local footy club down there, Max.
What's the elevation? Do we know?
He didn't give me the elevation, but I assume it's pretty flat down that way, unless he was doing after seat reps. But he's done 24 hours of bike riding.
You don't know much about Frankston if you think it's pretty flat. They have that what's it, Oliver's Hill. That's
Oliver's Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ride special.
Sorry to the Frankstoners.
But that's a great effort. I had a couple of messages from him as well. I did give him a social media plug at one point. But well done, Aaron. That's awesome. Hey, I like the perseverance. How good's that? That's what makes local sporting clubs survive, is people like Aaron that keep getting out there and raising funds.
Yeah. I'm Everesting for the Melbourne Football Club, raising funds for the Melbourne Football Club because we need it as
Seriously?
Well. No, I'm not.
No, you're just doing it because you want to do it.
I'm Everesting literally because I'm fascinated by the athlete space. I think I'm going to potentially fail/struggle, but I want to know if the professional athlete base and the mental fortitude, is that the right word? Mental resilience that we train over a long period of time can hold me in good stead.
No doubt you're then fascinated by all the debate around which is the fittest athlete on the planet.
Yes. And I think it's Pogi at the moment.
Or is it an Ironman triathlete?
I mean, it's probably the Norwegian bloke who won the 7 gold medals at the Winter Olympics doing the Alpine, the skiing. What's it called? The cross-country skiing.
Yeah, because they've got greater all-round fitness because they've got upper body as well.
Yeah, I think Pogi's Zone 2 has to be the best in the world.
For sure.
Has to be. But maybe that Norwegian skier is better. And then, is the sub 2-hour marathon, is he in the chat?
Yes, he is. Yeah, because you're going to do one of those kilometres. You're going to run 1K at 2:52 pace. Yeah,
where I feel like I could ride one pace at Pogi's TT pace. I could ride 1 kilometre at that, couldn't I? Oh, probably not.
Downhill tailwind.
Yeah.
I'll lead you out.
Gravity on your side, you'll be good. Thanks, Keeno.
Thanks, Keeno.
Thanks, guys. Speak soon.
Thanks, Maxie.